part 2 of Pure Evil's interview with Cero from the New York Initiative. I'm the Golden Dawn.
And I'm Captain Blackheart.
Now, we have just witnessed the unmasking of Cero. He has taken off his mask. Is this some kind of highbrow commentary on the state of affairs?
Let's move back to a couple days ago when Beasting got arrested, right? So now we have Beasting. We have the, kind of minor arrest of Phoenix Jones. That wasn't even a big deal. And then you have Trayvon Martin. You have George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, which is a big deal. That's huge. Combined with Beasting, that's pretty big. Like, that could get a lot of people shut down and get a lot of laws passed. And, a lot of these guys in the community are just kind of creaming their jeans over this idea of a Keene Act being passed. Like, these guys, like, the same way that they really wish for real supervillains. And I'm not just talking like, bust your balls kind of supervillains. I'm talking about, like, street supervillains blowing shit up that they can go take care of. They can go, like, flex their muscles and show their underwears on the Audis off. You know what I mean?
I love blowing stuff up.
I've always been a fan, Donnie.
Hey, what's this power-up thing you do?
Superman can't be everywhere, but you know who can be everywhere? Everyone. Everyone can be everywhere. We can all be everywhere. And if we give the power back to the people, but do it responsibly and with transparency. Now, the whole point of this is that I basically made, the initiative made a website, Crime Fighter HQ, which launches on June 1st. You can make anonymous crime tips, you can track crime, you can communicate between block watches, you can skill trade, which that's a huge thing. Skill trade is something that professionals have been doing for years, and they just, it's not talked about a whole lot, but you're talking about people don't learn a lot of stuff because it costs so much money. I mean, I have a security license in New York, and it cost me almost $400 to get that security license, just to work. You know what I mean? Like, I think if people start doing skill trade, people are going to get a lot more skills, and it's going to eliminate the overconfidence and undertraining and overzealousness of a lot of blockwatch people like George Zimmerman and like others like, he who shall not be named, Like, these guys are run out in the street with absolutely no training, and they're not accountable, and it's not transparent, and nobody knows what the hell they're doing. And that's why we made kind of a central hub where people can get together, they can talk about it. And if this whole thing crashes and burns, man, that's cool. But if somebody takes the idea from the wreckage of the crash and burn and runs with it, that is all I want to do. That is all I care about.
I thought Power Up was another level on Super Mario Brothers, Donnie.
Yeah, but you have to eat a fiery flower and maybe some mushrooms.
I mean, I can send you guys mushrooms, but it's like got nothing to do with the tour.
Well, Z, we're definitely all about those magic mushrooms.
Hey, so tell us about Bait Patrol. We do something like that, and it was pretty lucrative.
Yes, we made a lot of money doing that, Donnie.
Yep, but that was prostitution.
Oh, maybe that's why I felt so dirty inside.
Inside and out.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about your sex life, man. Go on.
So what do you do with this Bait Patrol? What's that all about?
Well, actually, I'll tell you what. Let me just address that, because a lot of people think that we just do Bait Patrol willy-nilly, like in every situation. We just leave the house and do a Bait Patrol, and that's just a bunch of BS. Fact being, Bait Patrol is it's a very specific tactic. Bait Patrol is not actually, it's not just a general thing that we just do all the time. It's when we get a pattern of crime like rapes, gropes, assaults, muggings like in West Village, stuff like that. If we think that we need to stay undercover and not have a physical deterrence, then we'll move in with a bait. We'll move in with a bait, a trained bait, somebody that can actually handle themselves. And if something happens, they'll be able to handle themselves until we can all swoop in on the project, or until we can all swoop in on the subject, the incident. The thing is, it's once you do the Bait Patrol, a lot of people thought that what we did was we would rush in and kick the shit out of somebody, and that's not even realistic. If we did that, we'd be in jail.
Tell us about your other tactics.
Yeah, what else do you do?
What works?
Actually, I'll give you one of kind of like the semi-secret tactics that we use, because we do have a lot of tactics.
Oh, Donnie, I love secrets.
You're the best secret keeper ever.
I have a really, really bright flashlight that strobes in a kind of like a tick, 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 tick pattern, and Actually, I think I have.
Hey, don't trigger an epileptic seizure.
I don't have to stick my wallet in his mouth.
No. No, we actually use this with a tick pattern, and then we use a gel, red and blue gel, and we just crouch down, flick it back over the flashlight, and it actually looks like a cop light on the wall. Now, I can give you that tactic because I don't care who you are. If you're doing a crime and you see that light on the wall, you're not going to go, oh, that's the NYI's tactic. You're going to go, that might be the NYI, but that might be a cop, too.
Well, that was very informative, Z. Is there any truth to the vicious rumor that you're going to be leaving Facebook?
Yeah, is there any truth to that rumor?
Okay, first of all, there's one for you, and there's one for you, and there's one for the rest of you.
Well, that's not very heroic.
It's like people's journal, you know, they get on there and they just dump their negative feelings on there. And I try to put out positivity, but it seems like some guy can say how, you know, he slapped some old lady and get like 1,000 likes, and one of us can talk about how they help somebody and it's like, oh, you know, 1, 2 likes, you know, no views. Like, I'm not looking for a pat on the back, and I'm sure a lot of people aren't, but it's just that the message of positivity just isn't going to be spread by Facebook.
I slapped an old lady, posted it on Facebook, like, 1,000 likes.
One of my favorites, Donnie.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people want to hear about that.
Oh, no, that's not our thing. We leave all the outrage to you heroes.
Right. That's a good policy because it works.
You're right, Z. It works out great for us.
So, Z, do you think you have an accountability to those who'd like to emulate you by running around on rooftops and
riding skateboards,
wearing leather pants?
They're not leather, man. They're pants with butcher's mails, leg parts, upper legs. It actually protects the femoral artery.
For protection, were they ribbed?
For her pleasure, Donnie.
For everyone's pleasure.
Oh.
Yeah, no one talks about it, but we know who you are. So.
I think he's trying to insinuate that we're in love.
But we are.
So, yeah, if they want to emulate us, I'd say first of all, just know who you're really emulating and what actions you're really emulating. I mean, do some research. Don't just take it at face value. Just like, you know, any media is going to twist it a little bit. Just like, I mean, we did a lot of stuff for that movie, a lot of stuff. And they chose to do the Bait Patrol. They chose to use the Bait Patrol because it was the most risque thing that they could think of. I mean, we took them on a lot of just really thankless jobs that we do, like, you know, needle pickup in Freedom Tunnel, like, you know, a few like homeless. We did some urban exploration for some homeless, stuff like that. Like, we do a lot of things. You know, it's not all just dangerous stuff, but sometimes, you know, when we do the Bait Patrol, it's because there's somebody out there that just needs to get caught, and it's freaking dangerous. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you, it's freaking dangerous. You know, you could die. If you're gonna do what we do, you better make peace with whatever God that you worship. Let me just tell you.
Seems like you're saying I need to do more push-ups.
And invest in a better pair of pantyhose.
Yeah.
And a bat shield. You need a bat shield.
No, bat shield!
All right, that's all we have time for. Thanks to Cero from the New York Initiative.
And tune in next time. I'm Captain Blackheart.
I'm the Golden Dawn.
And this is Pure Evil.